Hey everybody, Mike Nelson, CEO, Efficient Lending Incorporated, coming to you today with my 5 tips to present your buyers as the most competitive buyers that they can be when you're packaging your offers and sending them off to the listing agents. Look, it is a competitive, tough, low inventory market right now, and if we're not packaging up our buyers as the most competitive buyers they can be, we're going to end up losing deals that we shouldn't lose. All right, my 5 tips. Here we go. Tip number 1. Get a pre-approval letter. You know, sometimes we'll hear people sending out pre-qualification letters. There's a difference between pre-approval and pre-qualification. Pre-qualification letter is just really basically a verbal conversation, but a pre-approval is much different. I do full doc pre-approval letters, and what that means is I have to have income, assets, and credit reports in my physical possessions. So all the income documents, pay stubs, variable income, have to have those in my possession. W-2s, have to have that in my possession. Assets for down payment, cash to close, have to have those documents in my possession so I can inspect them. And then, of course, got to have a credit report pulled. So my pre-approvals, I've done the analysis in those documents, I have them in my possession, and that makes a big difference. When that listing agent calls to say, hey, how good's your pre-approval? I can then tell them I've got it all in my physical possession. Makes the buyer a lot more competitive. Tip number 2, AUS or automated underwriting systems. Look, if you don't know what those are, give me a call. A lot of agents don't, but they're so important. When we build that 1003 application, we're going to build it. I've got the documents in my possession. We then send, for a Fannie Mae Freddie Mac loan, we send that file to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, and we run automated underwriting systems. It analyzes the application, and in return, we are notified is this eligible for Fannie or Freddie? And if it is, here are the items that we need to have to get the loan approved. So we have positive findings, and we've got a bunch of laundry list items that we need to get this loan approved. And obviously, if we have those items, it is highly likely that the loan will be approved. So this really makes the buyer competitive. Bit of a complicated topic, but literally call me, text me. I can give you some additional detail on it. But these are things that we can present to sellers, makes our buyers more competitive. Tip number 3. You got to know the components of debt to income if you're offering a good pre-approval letter. So is the income variable? Have we done our homework and do we know what the tax, the insurance, the HOA, the mortgage insurance fees are? And if we have done that homework, we then can convey that to the listing agent and say, look, our debt to income ratio is tight and we have positive AUS findings, so this loan is highly likely to close. This makes our buyer more competitive. Tip number 4, know the difference between the products. There's a difference between Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, conventional conforming loans, FHA loans, VA loans, USDA loans. And I'll tell you what, if you've got a veteran, you're doing a VA loan. When a VA loan is done properly, and we've done the secondary income calculation, the residual income, VA loan is absolutely one of the most stable and highly likely loans to close. It's a very, very competitive loan, great loan. Look, I know everybody says there's appraisal issues around VA or FHA loans, but really if the lender and the agent, if we've done our job, we should know if we're going to have any appraisal issues or have a good insight to any potential appraisal issues we've got. So know your products. We present those products in the most competitive light. And tip number 5, cash is not always king when you're submitting your offer. So if you're competing against a cash offer that the sellers have from another buyer, it's not always king. If we've done those 4 steps in the pre-approval process, we know we have a product that is highly likely to close. These buyers are going to get into the house. Maybe our offer is higher. Maybe it's more money against the cash offer, because a lot of times cash buyers, they want a discounted price or they may not submit top dollar. But if we've done a really good job on our pre-approval, we can compete against cash offers. And look, cash offers are always very strong buyers. I'm not suggesting otherwise, but maybe your offer, maybe you can close in a different time frame. Maybe you're going to waive some inspection items. I don't know the particulars, but just because you're going up against cash buyer does not mean that your offer can't be highly competitive. All right, those are my 5 tips. We would love to continue the dialogue on this topic. Please feel free to call me anytime. Love to help out if I can. Thanks again for checking out my content here online, and have a great 2022.